I like how you said Lucy's in the grocery business, the queen of grocery business. Lucy Greer back with us from Greer's Market. Spare ribs with a bourbon peach glaze,
yes, right? It's 4th of July tomorrow. It's so hard to believe. And we've been talking about our 7 sizzling meats of summer at Greer's for the past few weeks. And this week, our meat that we have on special is spare ribs. And they're huge. So it's perfect for the 4th of July. You know, if you're getting together with a bunch of people, they're going to feed a bunch of people. This is just one slab of spare ribs, and we actually have 3 packs that are on sale.
3 packs of those?
Yeah, they're in a pack of 3, so you have to bring somebody to help you lift it into your buggy, and it's about $20 for 3 of these.
That's it?
Yes. So we have amazing specials all across the store for the 4th of July, starting today, all through the weekend up until Tuesday. And this is one of our special features. So a lot of people love to be outside and grill, and ribs are just one of those things that just say 4th of July.
Absolutely.
And so today I thought we would kind of make a rub for them.
Okay.
And then we can work on our glaze a little bit later. And after we mix up our rub, next time we're going to flip this over on the next segment.
Okay.
And talk about the membrane that's on the back and taking that off, and you know, how to season them up. But I thought we could get started with our rub first.
Let's go ahead and rub it up.
So everybody kind of has, you know, the way they like to make theirs.
Everyone's got a preference.
Everybody's got a preference, and you can, of course, buy one, but you typically have all these spices in your cabinet, so it's kind of fun to mix up your own. So I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay. And then I have 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and I just put 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So it's not much, but you can put more if you want. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of ground mustard, and also 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. If you don't have smoked paprika, you can just use regular, but if you can get it, and you can just, of course, go out to Greer's and get it, and it's really good. It adds a smoky flavor to this. So then I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder, and then also just 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. So you probably have a good bit of those in your pantry, but if not, the great thing, especially about our spice aisle that I love, I always buy our Best Choice brand spices. That's one of our private labels, and they're so inexpensive. They're, you know, just $1 or less, and you can grab those and just get little bottles of them. And so what I like about spice rubs is it's not a big monetary investment. So you're just going to mix it all up, and this is enough for really just 1 slab of ribs, or if you're going to do baby backs, I love baby back ribs, or if you wanted to do St. Louis style ribs, which is basically St. Louis rib is a spare rib, but they take this top portion off, so it's a little bit more manageable.
Oh, so that's one of the big differences.
Yeah, so that's kind of the big difference. So if you see St. Louis, and they're just a little bit trimmer, so but it's the same rib.
It's all in the cut.
It's all in the cut. So whatever kind of rib you like, or if you wanted to do a beef rib, you know, you don't see beef ribs as much as pork ribs, but those are delicious too. And this rub, and you could actually put this rub on anything, chicken or whatever. So it's super simple to mix up your own.
Well, now if people are watching this and they're thinking, you know, this would be a great idea for my 4th of July celebration. Important question: if people want to get it for the 4th, do they need to get it today, or is Greer's going to be open tomorrow, or are you closed?
Oh, good question. We will be open tomorrow.
Okay.
And we have our teams there ready, and it's fun because all of our stores get really excited about the summer in general, and they're all excited about serving our customers for the 4th of July. Everybody's all ready since our ad breaks today, and they have everything. And actually, if you don't want to cook ribs, you can buy ribs in our deli. We have delicious ribs that we have, and they're going to be on sale this week too. So if you don't want to cook, you can always go to one of our delis and pick up the ribs or anything else.
And they're ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah. They're ready to eat, and they're really good. And we have apple pies. I mean, the grocery department has everything you need. You know, the meat department is fantastic. We have everything you need across the store. Watermelon's on sale. So if you haven't seen our ad yet, go to Greers.com and you can pick your location and see the ad, what we have this week. So it's a fun time for sure.
And also remember, most Greer locations allow the option of shopping online, and then the groceries are waiting for you when you come to pull up. And if it's a refrigerated grocery item, they keep it cool for you until bringing it out to your car.
Absolutely. So you can download our app. It's just the Greer's app, and you can shop online. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I was actually just talking to a group at South Alabama. The Odyssey group is a group of retired folks here in our community, and I got the chance to talk to them last week, and I was telling them it's all age groups that love this online shopping. So it's not just young people with kids, you know, it's just what's been fascinating is it's all age groups that really are enjoying it. So yeah, shop online if you don't have the time to go in and shop for yourself. We'll do it for you.
Sounds good. And we're going to check in with Lucy again a little bit later this hour, and we're going to put all of that Greer's info on our website, fox10tv.com, right under the Studio 10 tab. We'll see you in a bit, Lucy.
Okay.
Joe?
You got the Jason Caffey stamp of approval.
Yeah.
He's excited about these ribs. We're excited about these ribs here on the show, and the 4th would be the perfect time to make these things.
Absolutely. We are working on our spare ribs today. We mixed together kind of a sweet and smoky rub.
I like that.
So we have that ready, and we kind of talked a little bit about our spare ribs. We have these on special. We're talking about, you know, our 7 meats of summer. So this is one of them this week for the 4th. So whatever ribs you want to use, you know, if you're going to do baby backs or St. Louis or beef rib, whatever, you always want to flip it over and take this membrane off the back. And sometimes it comes off pretty simply. I'm sure it won't today because that'd be my luck. But
do you ever sing the song "Insane in the Membrane"? Insane in the brain while you do this?
That's the only line I know. Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain.
So what I like to do is just get a paper towel, and you'll see it. This one was actually kind of peeling up already, but if not, then just take a little paring knife and just kind of go under it. And then you just kind of pull back. And if you have to take it off in a couple pieces, you can. Sometimes it'll come off in, you know, a big stretch, and then sometimes you just kind of have to go a couple of times.
So you mentioned specials. So this today is Wednesday. If you haven't watched the show before, Greer's always releases all their specials on Wednesdays, and with the 4th on a Thursday, is this typically the biggest shopping day for people getting ready for the 4th, the day before, or
it
is it the day of?
always just depends on when the 4th falls. So 4th of July is definitely one of the biggest shopping days. See, that one's coming off really easy.
Yeah.
The biggest shopping days of the year next to Thanksgiving.
Right.
But it just kind of depends. So it's neat that it falls, you know, this year on a Thursday because our ads do break on Wednesday. So we're ready. Some people are taking off today through the weekend. Some people, you know, of course, just get tomorrow off through the weekend. So we are ready no matter when anybody wants to come in and shop. And we, you know, of course, have amazing buyers throughout our staff level, but this summer, you know, we're kind of focusing on meat and our meat guys. And actually, the VP of all of our meat operations is my brother-in-law, Gray, and he actually cooked these for me yesterday.
What's his name?
Gray.
Thanks, Gray.
I know.
Appreciate
Thanks, Gray.
it, buddy.
Gray is an amazing cook, but he is even better on the grill. So everything he puts on the grill is fantastic. And he is actually home with my sister. They had their first baby last week.
Aww.
So he is at home with Julia and their baby David, and he is so adorable. And I was like, hey, since you're home right now, why don't you get the ribs ready for me for my cooking segment? And then we joked with him and told him that he was gonna come on here, and he did not like that idea. So I was like, all right, if you don't have to come on, but at least get the ribs ready for me. So he got them ready, and he and his whole team in our meat departments do an amazing job, and they are so geared up to help customers all throughout the year, but especially this summer. So go see them this week and get your ribs. Like I told Michael, these are on sale. It's a 3-pack of these on sale for like $20. So it's a huge deal, and you can spice them up with whatever you want. This is going to take about a 1/4 cup of rub on each side. So of course I'm starting on the back because I took that membrane off, and you don't want to contaminate your rub. So I'm just using a little measuring cup so I don't dip my hands in there, because if you have some left, you know, then you can save it. So you don't want to put the pork directly into the rub. So I'm going to get these rubbed up on both sides. You can do this 24 hours in advance, pop them in the fridge, and they'll be ready to roll.
Everything you need for your 4th of July, you can find it at Greer's. We'll be back with our 3rd segment with Lucy to finish up these ribs in just a little bit. Happy 4th to you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Michael.
Back in the Studio 10 kitchen with Lucy Greer from Greer's Markets. The spare ribs with a bourbon peach glaze is what we're finishing up, right?
Yes, we are. We have our ribs already rubbed down with the spice rub that we mixed up. And right now we were just gonna get all the ingredients together in our sauce pot for our glaze. So I just started with a jar of peach preserves, and we're doing a bourbon glaze. So I'm gonna add half a cup of bourbon. And you can add, use whatever kind you'd like, whatever you have in the cabinet, or of course, if you're not a drinker, you could just omit that part. You could just do the apple cider vinegar and the salt that we're going to add. And if you also are not a drinker, but you wanted to use it, just get a little one of those miniatures, and that would be just fine. So a teaspoon of salt and a couple teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to bring this up to a boil, and then just kind of let it simmer for 20 minutes until it thickens up. All the alcohol, of course, is going to cook off, but it's going to leave us a really great flavor.
And that's the reason you add that into it, is that added taste it's going to give you once you put it on the ribs.
Absolutely. And if you are not going to use that bourbon, then just put some water in there so you can thin it out a little bit. But it'll be delicious either way. And like I said, we got our ribs already going, and I have some breaking news.
Oh, wow. Do we need like that big graphic we put across or something? Breaking news.
Breaking news. So it's kind of a joke in my family. I love to eat grilled food, but I'm really not a great griller. I like to prepare everything for the grill, but like I mentioned before, my brother-in-law is really great on the grill, and my husband's great on the grill. And so I said that Gray, my brother-in-law, prepared these ribs for me. And he just gave me the 411 on how to cook them. So this is a method that I've not heard before, so we're breaking it here.
Oh, so this is your first attempt?
Well, yeah. I mean, I cook. I mean, I like grill, but I'm really not great. So I'd rather somebody else that's really good. But everything he does on the grill is so good. And he just told me one of his secrets on doing ribs, and he called it the 1-2-1 method.
Now, how does that work?
Okay, so for 1 hour, we're going to put these ribs on the grill with no foil. So you're going to prepare your grill indirect heat, which means the coals are on one side and you're going to put the meat on the other side, opposite of the coals. And you're going to want the temperature to range between 300 and 325 the whole time. So in order to do that, of course, everybody that grills knows, you got to maybe add a few more coals, and you can use whatever wood chips that you want to. But you prepare your grill. So for the first hour, you put it on there just like this. 1 hour.
1 hour.
Then you take them off, you wrap them up in foil, and you put it back on there for 2 hours. Then you take it out of the foil and put it back on there for another hour. So it's 4 hours total for the spare ribs.
So 1 hour, no foil, 2 hours with, and then an hour without again.
Yes. And so in that last hour, I would say the last 30 minutes or so is when you can start brushing on your glaze. So I told them, okay, well, now that I've been properly trained, then I'm going to attempt to do it as well. So Gray Phobes, VP Meat Operations at Greer's, Master Griller, and father to my new nephew. I know.
That's wonderful.
I know. My sister had their first baby, and he's so cute. So he is he just loves meat, and so he's in the perfect setting here at Greer's, helping lead our meat department, and he loves his team and everybody out there. Our people love food. We love to help people prepare food, and so we're excited about the 4th of July, and hopefully everybody can use the 1-2-1 method for their ribs.
I love it. I'm going to try it.
I know.
And we'll put the info of Greer's on fox10tv.com under the Studio 10 tab. We will be back after this.